Hi, welcome to Movie Synopsis. In this film, a character Suleiman Wendy, a fisherman with a small family, is depicted, including his wife, two younger kids, and an elder son. Now, because he was a fisherman and poor, he didn't pay his responsibility for his children's education. He takes his elder son outside and says, "Son, I didn't study, but I want you to be a doctor." They were talking. Meanwhile, the wild people arrived from another tribe and were attacking the fisherman and his son while chasing them. The fisherman and his son run to their house, and reaching there, he asks his wife and kids to wake up. "The people are coming for attacking us, and we have to move from here." He breaks his house from another side and leaves from there. But he was caught by the wild people, and not only them, they made everyone their slave. This tribe has a lot of weapons, and they ask the villagers to vote for them, and will not vote for the government. The tribe leader was separating the villagers' hands as he said, "We will rule you, and we are your government." When it was Solomon's turn, he was released and taken to a stream. The tribe people take the villagers to that stream because it contains raw diamonds. The tribe people make a deal of those diamonds and purchase the weapons. And for all this, they use the hard work of the villagers. On another side, a party of huge businessmen is shown. And it was a meeting in which they were discussing something personal. The conversation that none will discover outside this room. They also talk about the raw diamonds, and there were 15 diamonds that are real. The others are used for trading, and the canal is shown where the villagers were searching for the diamonds. The leader was screaming that if someone will try to steal the diamond, will be ended immediately. "Give us the diamond if you will find it." Now the people were busy finding the diamonds. Suleiman was also there and trying. Meanwhile, a villager is shown who has found the diamond. He hides it in his mouth instead of giving it to the leader. Unfortunately, the leader sees this and calls him for asking him about the diamond. He shoots him when the worker gives him the diamond. As a punishment, he hides the diamond. The workers get scared and start working immediately, because the tribe people have made their appearance like they were wild people. The people will think that they don't know anything, but in fact, they are very clever. They were a team who sells the diamonds and purchase weapons to make their team strong. Then a helicopter is shown there, and a man appears from it named Danny Archer. The people point guns at the helicopter. Due to it, the pilot escapes from there in the helicopter. Danny Archer comes inside and asks about the Captain Zero. Danny is a smuggler who takes the diamonds from here and supplies them the weapons. Then he meets the Captain Zero and takes the diamonds. Zero says, "You remember you have to give me the weapons." Danny says, "Yes, I will bring them soon." Danny considers himself a professional smuggler and uses some goats to escape from there. He escapes from there while hiding the diamonds, but the police catch him and also recover the diamonds while searching the goats. Danny was also caught, and then the scene of the canal scene is shown. Suleiman was also searching for the diamonds like others. Meanwhile, he finds a huge diamond and he hides it under his toe. The water pump shows the problem and everyone gets attentive to it. Getting a chance from it, Suleiman says, "I have to go to the washroom." But he was checked when he was leaving from there. Nothing was found because he has hid it under the foot. He moves forward and was about to fix it in the mud. The commander comes behind him. He says, "Give me the diamond because your cleverness will not work." Suleiman gets scared and was about to give him the diamond. Meanwhile, there was an attack of another country. The commander dies in it and Suleiman escapes from there timely. Soon the government people arrive there, and it discovers they are the people whom the tribe people forbade to cast vote. They were capturing them, but there isn't any mistake by Suleiman in it. He has to hide the diamond there and he surrenders himself. Later, they take them to the prison, and Danny Archer was also there. Suleiman sees there is the man whom he was considering dead by the government. There was a bandage on his hand because there was a wound. And coming to the prison, he was lying because of his injury. He was still alive. And he starts shouting while seeing Suleiman. "I saw you hiding that diamond, so please return it to me." It will be bad for you if you do not return that diamond to me. He also requests others in his cabin give him the diamond while taking it from him, and he will reward them. Suleiman becomes furious hearing this and says while removing his clothes, "Look, find the diamond from me, where is the diamond? I can't understand them, they have snatched my family and asked about the diamond." And Danny was also hearing all this. Now many days passed in the prison. And the time has come when Danny was released. He meets his friend and says there is a suspicious man in the prison talking about a diamond. We have to release him from prison to learn about the diamond from him. Danny doesn't have the money to release Suleiman from jail. Then he is shown taking out his fake tooth and taking out a diamond from it. He releases Suleiman from jail while selling it. He doesn't care about Suleiman, but he wants to take him out while selling the small diamond. Because he wants to ask him about that huge diamond about whom he was talking. When the Danny's companion releases him, then asks him to contact Danny. Suleiman doesn't do this, but he secretly starts living in another city. He doesn't reveal his identity and does all the tasks of the city that others do. So no one will know he didn't belong from here. On another side, Danny is shown whom a man was searching for. As Danny was a smuggler, so he worked with a colonel at first. Now the man goes to Danny's house in his absence and starts breaking the thing in his house. Danny beats the man. When he meets him and says while punching his belly, "This is for the things you broke in my house." The man says the colonel is remembering you. Now he goes to meet the colonel and it discovers he was his partner in crime. Danny wants to tell him about Suleiman and that diamond. Danny returns and sees Suleiman there, but he was ignoring him. Because he doesn't want to meet him. On another side, the strange people of the tribe has imprisoned Suleiman's son with them. And they were training him like themselves. After it, they were given drug injections and were also given the training to end the people. How to rule and control them. Means they were washing the kids' brains. Then a list is shown in the city and there were some refugees' name. The people who are new to the city and they have lost their family and don't have any place to live. There were refugee camps for them and there were their family details as well, whether they come here or not. Suleiman was watching the list. But there wasn't his family member's name on that list. He becomes distressed while reading it. And then Danny arrives while searching for him and says, "Why aren't you listening to me?" Suleiman says, "Because I don't want to, as I know. Why are you chasing me? There isn't anything like this, so please leave from here." He requests him to leave him. But Danny says, "Do you want to meet your family? They will not let this happen. So listen to me, the diamond you have I will sell it and will get a lot of money in return. You can also take money from it and can reunite with your family while giving it to the government." Suleiman starts thinking because of it. Whether he should tell him about the diamond or not. They notice an attack of few people there. And they are none other than the tribe people who have made their separate army. They are making the citizens their slaves and taking the ones who aren't listening to them. During this, Suleiman and Danny start running from there to escape. While running they reach the refugee camp made by the government. Danny meets a reporter there who was in search of the diamonds. As this news has spread everywhere and everyone wants to know about it. Suleiman says, "I will tell you about the diamond, but if you reunite me with my family then I will tell you." The reporter was thinking maybe Suleiman hid the diamond at the place where he lives. She goes to his home in a helicopter. Danny and Suleiman were also with her. Suleiman was going with them quietly with them that maybe he will find his family there. Reaching there, they find a huge refugee camp. There were many people and when Suleiman moves forward he sees his wife. He becomes emotional while seeing her and asks her, "Is she fine?" But she starts weeping. She says, "Yes, I am fine because now I saw you." Suleiman asks about his elder son, that where is he? And his wife starts weeping. She says they have taken him, Suleiman. He becomes depressed hearing this and becomes aggressive. The security throws him out while saying there isn't his name in the refugee camp. They move from there while sitting in the helicopter. Suleiman doesn't see any solution, so he says to Danny, "I have an idea. I will tell you the address of the diamond, but with the money of the diamond you will save my son." Danny agrees, but they can't go there like this, as the army of the tribe was very strong. They move to the reporter's van while escaping, and there were other reporters. Suleiman holds the camera so they consider him a reporter, but they move forward and the army attacks. Many reporters were ended in that attack. Even the driver was also ended, in which there was Danny and Suleiman. Danny starts driving the car and the tribe's army was still behind them and was repeatedly attacking them. The reporter, Danny and Suleiman move inside the forest in the car. When they reach the place where the army will leave them, they start walking. Meanwhile, some wild people arrive in front of them who lived there. They stop them, but the reporter tries to talk to them in their language. She makes them believe that we will not harm them. So don't harm us now. They have become friends and move forward. Then a house is shown where there is just a doctor. He is serving the kids and taking care of them. They see the kids, but there wasn't Suleiman's son among them. Now the doctor agrees that he will help them to find Suleiman's son, and he takes them forward while driving the car. Meanwhile, some teenagers of the army arrive. They stop them to move forward, and during this, the doctor dies. Danny again controls the car, and as they move forward they find a military camp. There is the colonel who is Danny's companion and asks him to join their military. He asks him to fight against the tribe's army, but Danny says no, I can't do this. After all this, the reporter says I have to be separated from you. And he gives the details of how to find the smuggled diamonds. What is their criteria? To whom she has to convey them? And what are the benefits? The reporter leaves after taking all the details. Danny and Suleiman were moving into the forest. While moving forward, they see the army of the tribe. It consists of some kids and elders, and Suleiman sees his son among them. He calls him, "My son, listen to me and look at me." Before his son could see him, the others see them and start firing at them. During this, they again run from there to escape. As it was night appearing in the forest, and due to the dark trees it is impossible to find them. So the tribe people leave. The morning appears and Danny says ill about Suleiman. "Our night is ruined because of your voice, otherwise, we will proceed." But how Suleiman can make him understand that he can't see his son like this? He couldn't stop himself, and they start fighting while walking because Danny says ill about him. Suleiman beats him, and when Danny was about to beat him, he makes him understand that he has done wrong to him. "If I have seen my son, can you think I could stop myself?" Danny realizes, and he sort out the problem. Now while walking they reach near the canal from where the diamonds are taken out. They were near the place where Suleiman has hidden the diamond. They spy on them for the whole day with binoculars, and as the night appears they try to move inside. Here, Suleiman sees his son and he tries to call him while going near him. But his son couldn't recognize him because of brainwash. He points a gun at them, and due to it, the tribe people come to them while attracting. They make Suleiman their slave. When he becomes their slave, they take him to the commander who became injured because of him. He was the witness that Suleiman has hidden the diamond. The commander points a gun at Suleiman's son and says, "If you will not tell me about the diamond, I will end your son." Suleiman thinks about what should he do. And Danny was also watching all this from a distance. He contacts his military friend and asks them to send army here and attack that place. After some time, the military arrives and attack the place. Meanwhile, Danny also arrives. He takes out Suleiman's son from there and also shooting at the tribe army. The military arrives and make the tribe army their slave. It ends all the evil people, and now the colonel moved near Danny and asks about the diamond. Danny says only Suleiman knows about this. He says Suleiman tell them about the diamond, and actually, he has a plan. When the colonel will send the military to find out the diamond, they will end all of them. And will escape while taking the diamond from there. It happens the same when the colonel sends the military, they run from there while ending them. Suleiman's son comes in front when they were leaving. Suleiman calls him that you are my son, but he doesn't recognize him and points gun at his father. Then he tells him his mother's name and says you are my son and remember the time you spent with us. Remembering all this, his son starts weeping and hugs his father. Danny calls his friend and asks him to send a helicopter here while sending the location. His friend agrees and the helicopter will be here soon. Now they have to go upward to reach the place. They have to climb, but Danny's blood was wasted in those attacks. He was shot a bullet and he can't even walk. Suleiman sees he can't walk, so he says I will take you while lifting you up on my shoulder. They move forward, but Danny has lost much blood and feeling weak. And he says to Suleiman, I can't travel further, so you have to go alone. Before sending him far, he takes out the diamond and gives it to him while saying this is your son's future. You wanted to make him a doctor like you told me, hold it now, you need it, not me. The helicopter will be here soon, so leave from here immediately. As they were moving to the helicopter, some people of the tribe come to Danny. And few of them were from military, but Danny ends them while shooting them. On another side, Suleiman and his son move while sitting in the helicopter. Danny calls the reporter and tells her that Suleiman and his son moved to the city. You have to receive them and tell the world how great they were. They have heroic qualities. Saying this, Danny dies, and on another side, Suleiman reaches city with his son. And the reporter welcomes them nicely and was telling everyone about Suleiman Wendy. That's how great he is, and what has he accomplished up to this point. Because of this, he becomes famous and the people start liking him. Now the day arrives when he has a huge press conference. He was suited booted and sees Danny's picture before going there. He recalls him, and when he arrived, there were huge businessmen, politicians, and a reporter sitting. They were clapping to welcome and appreciate him. Here this movie Blood Diamond ends. I hope you liked the explanation. Thank you for watching.